Ready.
In a world where nuclear war has begun, vampires fought back in super real 3D.
Kelly Love is the guitar player for Eli. You've probably seen him in a bunch of the old Eli music videos that I've been making. He has a side project called the Georgia Honeys with his wife, Linda.
As the miles roll on, it hit me down in my soul so deep.
Very captivating, very compelling, and I got really excited about the music whenever they started letting me listen to the album prior to it coming out. The music video that they wanted to do initially was going to be for a single song, and because of the continuity of how all the music started to feel together over the course of hearing the album come together, I thought they were a real candidate to try this thing that I've wanted to try for a band for a really long time, and they are the first project that I've gotten to do it for. And the idea is to make basically a short film, kind of like a visual EP, and you actually unveil a couple of songs in a single video with a storyline that connects the two songs. When we went out to film, we started actually in Georgia, in Colquitt. I believe I'm saying that right. It's called, might be Colquitt. You might have to say it with a southern accent in order to say it properly. I think it might be Colquitt. So anyway, in Colquitt, they have these amazing murals up on all the walls throughout this little town. And I mean, these are grand murals. I mean, they're really large. I was just like totally captivated by the idea of filming there. I wanted the shots to be very locked down, and I wanted them to almost feel like they were kind of part of the painting that was coming out a little bit. But I didn't want a lot of movement happening. I wanted it to feel like where you could just sit on the artwork and experience them as moving pieces of the artwork. I did more video layering of cross dissolves and stacking multiple shots on top of each other with compositing than I've ever done for any music video, well, any video period. It took a lot longer to do, but I'm really happy with the result because for one thing, it allowed me to encompass more shots in a way that didn't cut a lot, like super fast. Because this was, the music, it's not like a rock video, so I didn't want a bunch of like fast cuts. I wanted it to feel like it was, there's a lot of really slow cross dissolves, and by stacking multiple shots to create a single shot in a composite, by putting them up in the walls and the paintings themselves with other angles and then having them perform in front, it just allowed me to use a lot more of the awesome footage that we ended up getting. On the way there, the first morning, we passed by this lake that was just covered in fog, and it looked straight up like Lord of the Rings to me. I just couldn't believe how mysterious and mystical it looked. We were a little bit cold, got out there, and it was kind of scary because it was pretty humid. It was kind of drizzling just a little bit. We had to dodge that some because I didn't want the cameras to get wet. Just want to get the hell out of here as fast as possible. The end result of footage that we got with that are some of my favorite shots. I mean, it looks like you're in a dream. There's a couple of timelines happening throughout the movie, so trying to edit the movie in a color grade that kind of helped accentuate when different timelines of real-time stuff was happening versus this flashback feel or fantasy feel where they harken back to the love that they used to have for one another. Those were very concerted efforts on my part in the editing room.
You by your side, wait for the next life. Suns up, shining bright. Are you the unforgivable kind?
This is the first music video that I actually began filming with the Red Epic Dragon, and I also filmed with the Sony FS700 and the Sony A7S. I did those in ProRes HQ with 7Q units, and the Red Dragon just really pulled through. On the dynamic range and the color rendition, I was just really excited with it. However, the release of this video has come much later than Tobacco Road's Sweet Tallahassee video, which was filmed also on the same camera systems, and I did use the Red a lot on that, and that already came out back at the beginning of the year. The Georgia Honeys short film, I'm really excited to get this out there. I'm really excited for people to get to check it out. It's kind of its own thing, and I'm really happy with how it came out. It's something I'd like to move towards in the future with other bands. I really like this concept of making these visual EPs where we can actually showcase a couple of tunes, maybe even more, and put it in some kind of short film narrative. Linda handled all the wardrobe choices. I mean, she sent me a ton of options, and I pretty much loved them all. All I got to do was help say yay or nay on which ones to use for each particular segment of these videos. So she did an awesome job there. She's helped out a lot in the past on the Eli music videos with wardrobe, and so has Charlie's wife, Pam. They do awesome jobs. I'd like to just hire them on the crew full time. Now, on the whole shoot, you know, I did film it by myself. Okay. But I did have an assistant for the first half of shooting when we were shooting out of town in Georgia, and that was Doug Johnson. He's also been an assistant for me on like the Eli Moonshine video. Really nice guy, really easy to work with, really helpful to have an extra pair of hands carry and lug around gear. Thanks, Doug. If you guys have any questions about the shoot, anything to do with the edit, feel free to comment below, and I'll try and respond as I can. And I'll see you. Well, I don't ever get to see you, but enjoy. Check out the next one. You're patting them. I want it like this. Hold it up.
I'm aggressive.
Step back a little bit. A little further back. Maybe this is part of it. Your hand slides.
Oh.
Caress a slide.
Okay.
And then it stays. Holding his heart. Kind of.
Movie voice.
Kelly, you suck butt. Where's Kevin Costner?